project studying the behavior of the local octopus population. Thing was, everybody and their mother had seen the Netflix documentary My Octopus Teacher. Too many people were captivated by the guy and his bittersweet relationship with the octopus that he visited every day in a kelp forest, literally just a few kilometers from where I was freediving. Now, during the day, the easily accessible kelp forests off the coast were filled with gawking, clumsily snorkeling tourists brought by guides making a quick buck so they too could find their octopus soulmate. I got the irony. I made fun of these people, and here I was searching for Oswald, a California two-spot octopus with an adorable mantle about 5 inches long. I guess maybe it was also kind of ironic that his species had California in the name when he most certainly had never been to Cali. And maybe there was something funny about the fact that I was a California transplant myself, because apparently where I was born, in Illinois, there aren't really any great nearby oceans to get into marine biology. Who knew? But I was too focused on finding Oswald to make up a good joke about the situation. Apologies for that. I had bigger fish to fry. To find. Okay, not fish at all, but octopuses. The 8-legged, color-changing cephalopod was usually at his favorite hunting ground, filled with crustaceans clambering over a pile of rocks. Or he was peeking out from his home, surrounded by seemingly innocuous shells that he could pull over himself like armor when any big fish came swooping in to eat him. Namely, sharks. Pajama sharks. Seriously, who comes up with these names? You think pajama shark and you probably picture this big friendly thing you cuddle with in bed. Okay, maybe you don't. Maybe that's just me. The black-striped sharks don't even get much bigger than 3.5 feet long. Not at all a threat to humans. But to a critter like Oswald, they're basically Bruce, better known as the "we're going to need a bigger boat" shark from Jaws. My lungs were aching, and I still hadn't seen any sign of Oswald. A pounding in my chest started to beat harder. Maybe it was about time to surface for another breath. 4 hours of searching, and I still hadn't found Oswald tonight. But I'd counted at least 3 pajama sharks. I had to remind myself that Oswald was a wild animal. Life and death were normal in nature. He ate other animals, and eventually, in all likelihood, another animal would eat him. But somehow, I just couldn't accept that. I liked watching Oswald curiously peek under rocks for a hapless crustacean or whip his claws around to punch at the fish in a playful manner. I liked when he swam up to me and plastered his tentacles all over my mask as if to ask, "Where in the world did you come from?" I wondered if he had any concept of the world beyond the sea, if he realized that the environment he inhabited was just a microcosm of a much, much larger universe, and did Oswald ever... Okay, I needed to take a breath. I was getting into a delirious monologue. I powered back up to the surface, yanking on the brawny kelp stalks. Some leaves curled around my fins. They beckoned me to stay longer under the surface. For an oxygen-deprived moment, I wondered if one had grasped my leg and wouldn't let me go. I reached for the dive knife on my belt. But then I slipped free as the current shifted and the leaves released me. My face broke the surface, and I took a deep breath. A light rain pattered against the water. Clouds drifted over the moon and stars. It was July, which meant the middle of winter for the southern hemisphere. This was the worst season in Cape Town. It rained every day. I had only lived here for 6 months, but I could tell the rain was going to get harder tonight, which probably meant it would kick up the silt and dirt on the shore and make the visibility underwater that much worse. I might never find Oswald if the weather conspired against me too. And that would suck.